Yo, the chairbush your phone. Moment of truth and natural wisdom. Yeah. You see the kakra, a year for two. You too, yeah, home for say be a check kakra. Yeah. So now me is serious about how to, be wise choosing programs in schools, in the universities. It's a form of investment. Uko University is also it's also a form of investment. But I want to say Bill Gates. My example, Bill Gates, Microsoft, millionaire because of that. And then we call Billy Graham, Franklin Graham. Boys, Evangelist Billy Graham and the man at Yate. And I drew Funua over Virginia. Arlington at Yate. 2 hours from here, you be called Arlington at Yate. Funua over Virginia. Billy Graham. A more 1.6 miles away. Or drive 4 miles from here. Because what you say? Now, Billy Graham, a baby wound. Or the now sorry, Emma, never Franklin Graham, no, absolutely. Franklin Graham, any Billy. What you say? Ubisi network is not good. Yeah. Monfanasa because menye settings be a what you say. Now, words of wisdom. You go to school. It's a lot of investment. Your school fees, your time, is an investment. It's an investment. Every investment that I make, every investment that you are making, every investment that your family member is making, you know that at some point, even if they are not around, you have your share. You see what I'm trying to say? I have an uncle. He invested in cocoa business. He has cocoa plantations. As soon as he dies, or I'm not saying my uncle it's gonna die, but for instance, if my uncle is not there, the investment that he was involved can easily be passed on to me. That is an investment that he made being passed on to me. My uncle's business, my father's business, an investment from my dad. My dad was doing such investment and I was not even born. As soon as I grew up, my dad will show me how he got involved in such investment, properties here and there, houses. And I know that those properties eventually will be mine because my father made, a sensible investment. You see what I'm trying to say? Now, education system is also an investment to the extent that even in the United States here, the amount of money that you're gonna spend to get some of the university degrees is very terrible. Yes, it's a lot of money and time involved, your money and time. And remember, already time is money already. Time is money. You are also investing your money, your loans here and there into getting university degrees that necessarily you're not going to need. And such investments can never be passed on to your immediate family. Any degree that you get, some of the degrees are professional courses that can be easily passed on to your children, to your family members, to your friends, can even benefit from such knowledge without having to pay you anything. We live to serve the society. There is this mentality that you are going to school, you get all the knowledge in your head. Immediately you die with your knowledge. Your knowledge that you got becomes useless to your family members, become useless to your children, become useless to your wife. You invested in your own self without thinking about the consequences when you are not around. That is a symptom or a symbol of selfishness. That is an unwise decision from you. You see what I'm trying to say? That decision is not considered wisdom. You understand what I'm trying to say? Yeah. You are going to school. Now, for instance, if my dad had used all his money to attain, or my dad already obtained a degree, 10 years degree, doctorate, some of the doctorate degree can take even up to 12, 13 years. Because PhD alone can take you about 8 years. Master's is 2 years, 2 to 3 years, but PhD alone can take you about 8 years. If my dad had spent all those resources getting just the degree, which he know, or he already knows that whenever he dies, that degree is of no use to me. That is when I will start begging for food on the streets. My dad put in a lot of effort to get that piece of paper as a degree. But immediately after he died, or immediately after he dies, that piece of paper, I cannot use it for anything. Me papa will di my bro. What you say? That is why I was saying it is not an abomination for somebody to have the mentality of going to school to be able to care for people. To serve the people is always the number one priority. Serve ourselves. But wasting a lot of money in schools, wasting a lot of time, it doesn't take that long to get used to, I don't even want to say it here. It doesn't take that long to be able to learn how to take care of people. People can even take care of themselves anyway. Yes, we know that people might get injuries here and there, driving, occupational hazards here and there. So we have emergency medicine and all of that, which is good to serve the people. But the main concept behind long school, about 10, 15 years school, and then you specialize whatever medical school, 10, about 6, 7 years medical school, learning all those very tedious courses. And at the end of the day, you get the paper and it's for you. The paper is of no use to your family. It's of no use to your wife. It's of no use to your children. Where the woman bro? The university degree no is becoming a form of slavery that people are waking up. That is what I'm talking about. Until any time, I am one of the first guys to raise an alarm to let you know exactly what is going on. Yes, America here, people know. People already know. Remember, example, Billy Graham, the church is for the children. What you say? Mema o papa biwa ni business ya odia. Your father dies, all the business going onto you, or you share it among yourselves. If you are the only son, you have all your father's business at your, you have all the documents, pertaining to all the properties belongs to you. But when your father dies, what can you do with your father's doctorate degree that he spent about 20 years working on? What can you do with those piece of papers? It's absolutely useless, right? It has no use in your life. That's what I'm talking about. I don't hate any profession. Everybody trying to serve the people is doing their best. But from what I have realized, it has become the pattern that people are wasting so many years and a lot of money in schools. At the end of the day, they forget about even getting a better life for themselves and then their children. That's what I'm talking about. Any part where you're a driver, who driving, who call driving school. Connect tinana you call driving school bibrino. You go on to driving school, you get the skills to drive. It means that you can also teach your children and friends how to drive. Your family members who want to drive can come to you. You have the knowledge, you help them out. You invested in yourself, and that investment is becoming useful, not to yourself alone, but to your family members and your friends as well. But there are investment, a degree in politics, and what you invest, that piece of paper has no use. Even to yourself, it might not be useful to you. How can those such of piece of papers help? Those piece of papers, how can they help your children? So doctors no mama mbumfu why? Menyanye doctors no kwadi menyame book no mukura me bima anhwa odo ntabe guti. So whatever we have, let us uphold whatever we got. If I'm saying, it's one of the things that we need to actually pay attention to. Me, if I have children, Papaya is there, Efia is there, and I am investing in myself. I have to make sure the investment, even if I can, if I am suffering today, to get somewhere. Do you expect me to also let my children suffer the same way? No. If my family is in poverty, for instance, or if your family is in poverty, and you found some ways and means and you struggle to get somewhere, how are you also going to be able to impact such people to make things easy for them? You have to think about all of these. You just got the degree and you are always by the books, studying to get titles here and there. But your family members cannot benefit from your degree. And the day you die, your children will start begging for money. Your children will be going for all sort of, how do you call it, charity organization. They will be going to charity organizations for help. Because you are a professor, you were a professor. That is why when most of us that have come in contact with such academics, most of them dies, and their children or even their family they will be crying all the time, because when he was there, maybe he got some money and he helped them out, but immediately he dies. They cannot use his degree to make money. They cannot use his degree to make money. The degree become useless to the family. By the time you were going to school, your family members invested in your education as well. But now that you are dead, they are not able to benefit from your education. That is selfishness. Yes. That is selfishness. You died. You were going to school. At some point, you needed school fees. You needed books here and there. Your uncle helped you. Your auntie gave you something. Your brothers gave you something. Now you got the degree. It is only in your head. Apart from going to work for somebody in somebody's organization, for them to pay you, to give you something at the end of the month, how are you able to impact your family members with your degree at home? How are you able to impact? How are you able to change lives with the degree? Apart from going to work for somebody, apart from expecting your monthly paycheck, can you also create something for yourself and your family members with the degree that you have? We have to think about all of this. We are getting into an era whereby time is going to beat us up if you are not able to think outside the box. Time is going to catch you up at some point if you are not able to think outside the box. I'm trying to have you guys think very, very deep. Yes. And until doctors, am I boomful? Me catch leo, me say you know a kobo doctor degree, the medical doctor no. And who here? Almost all the African youth are omajunimu edaho. Omoya smart to analyze and can solve problems easily no. Or better books or you see they no a trot test, or see they no a trot test, or see and so a dear back on one you repeat this. Ube no. And then it's a form of punishment too. Some of the degree is clearly a punishment. Because ube no krana wini nipa hondo biu. You are thinking about how to get out of your debt, how to pay your loans here and there. You are actually going to work because you have some loans to pay. You don't think about your family members anymore. You're thinking about only yourself. You forgot that they helped you. They call you and you switch off your phone. You don't even want them to visit you. You tell your wife that whenever your family members visit you, she should give them a hard time, so that your family members will know that your wife is a very bad woman. Meanwhile, you gave your wife that audacity because you know your monthly payment is not enough to even take care of your loans and your family. So you want your wife to be a standing block between you and your family so that you can have your peace of mind a little bit and take care of your loans. Such people begin to drink a lot. When on their off days, they drink a lot so that they will forget about their problems. That's why the doctors be no monsa organa, hospital workers be no monsa organa be near that. That is what it is. Because I drink so many years in school, no creativity. Why drain through level be na information if you do what drain and my wild drain be useless. I drain no ebre. What you say? As I say, uja wild drain no explore. Leave your brain. Let your brain explore at some point. Go to the school. Not stressing your brain. When you are in school, your brain will pick up something. That is why you do project works in school. Project works is your lecturers know that at some point it's natural that you gotta be creative. Something that you saw, your brain will want to develop on top of that. That's why they want you to write your thesis and do a lot of things. So many project works here and there in the process of invention. If you are by the book all the time, your brain will bypass. You get the bypass syndrome. Your brain is always focusing on what somebody already wrote. So your brain will bypass all those stages. And then you are not able to do something for yourself. Your brain is already locked. It's locked up. So it's not a matter of insulting me here and there. You got a lot of loans to get to pharmacy. You are not able to do anything for your children. When you die, your degree will not do anything for your family. Now, your children also, if they want to follow you, they will also have to suffer the same way that you suffered to get loans, because you might not be done paying your student loans. So you mean you have to direct your children, they also get student loans. They will follow the same concept, and your family will live in a high class poverty. People will see you as okay, but deep among you guys, you know it's loans after loans after loans in the family. And you die and the bank will forget about your loans, but your children will never benefit from your degree when you die. when Bill Gates dies, if Bill Gates is supposed to die, Microsoft belongs to the family, belongs to the children. I'm sure he's already giving them the tricks, all the keys to everything. You see what I'm saying? Do you expect Bill Gates' son to go to school for about 20 years to learn how to, do all the coding and programming and stuff? No, because the father is already passing it on. Knowledge, we pass knowledge on. A knowledge that cannot be passed on is a knowledge that is useless. Anything that is useful you have to keep it all the time and keep it flowing. You see what I'm trying to say? Yantimishia will be a many didn't come on me 24. Me busa almost say, me brother. Degree now we no canon a hidden truth in plain sight. Your forefathers will tell you that. Kusuya dear, enim dear trim, are now the call. That is exactly what the mentality you have. Kusuya dear, kobabudin, are now the call. Uko suku nkro form support ma uko suku ma meka ho. Ebi a obi wo jama me nti wu ya no de wutrim nyansa ne nyina ukusua ni school no wu ya no de kɔ. O ma me asan be stage 1. Ebi a be wo na ma me wo 60. Na wono nso wo tena se kora nya bia be 90. Nti remaining 30 years no. O ma me na boka. Sika wo se ne wo ho books wa kese wu ya no. O ma me nsesi form. What you say? Nti ena ehiafo because why ehiafo sa ena sikafo nso because what di because omono you smart, they share knowledge. Memekuta dibia. Share it with everybody. Any pepi am here we serious to get it, I just give it to them. If I suffer to get something. Ye mami books be ese books kakra ke be ese bisuya edinya me licenses near dia. Me nya I will also find some ways and means. I made the knowledge in the bank for free of charge. Now, him dear mayor. Me started early ages. Mama wa mokra tiase more than the na me tiase no. Because the best way to learn is to teach. The best way to learn is to teach. What you say? Mama wa mokra tiase. Ibi a mekra de bi a mante concept na sentem. O mokra be tiase a cheme. What you say? Ba yokusuku bia yenim de ne wo yenkwa yetrim. Suku a obeko. Uwa mameka samche wo ye doctor. Uwa oma entime mfa wo certificate ni nkobie hospital. Oma entime mfa wo certificate no enko konfo no chese ne papa ye doctor nti onu so ahye white or the stethoscope agu ne kom yemfa no ho na o me adwuma hospital. No, it's never gonna happen. Na wan toto ne me ya aban house na onsa aban ma doctors etna aban fee e wo Ghana. Na aban ema wo yere 3 months ne so wo ntum free mu a utu ahu se omokọ akosresre na omodi. What you say? That is the life that you are not supposed to live in. That is what I'm talking about. I'm not against people going to school because they want to take care of human beings. No. But the fact that I say ni pabibre life, I say busua bibre. Abranti bi no school. Near university near that. The family has a hope in him. They all spending on him to get out of the university so that he will support them. They knew that as far as he graduates, he's going to be a millionaire or something like that. So all the hope, all the attention on him, the family is actually investing in this guy. And this guy had an accident and he died. Most of them too read all the books and they go mad. Because some of the things that they are learning is not understandable. Most of them going mad. Most of them too, they fall out along the way. And the family begin to, a lot of tears. What you say? But ibi anko school no, kusua engineering courses be. Oye na adwuma part time and as full time be. On his own schedule. Afede wa yede o creatine maybe or chere nkwadaa no or chere na busuafo or mabusuafo no guidelines. Apart from so unya sika e serve ne family no. Or sanso ewo freedom life. Or sanso ewo mod say adeɛ bi a ɛyɛ sonko a wɔde bɛma busuafoɔ no sika mpo ntumi ntɔ. Sika ntumi ntɔ nimdeɛ o. Ti nimdeɛ bi a wokɔ akɔtua no sukuu ma akɔtua ho school fees no. Hwehwɛ mu yie. Sika ntumi ntɔ nimdeɛ. Tena Nyankopɔn busa Solomon ka sɛ, nyame ma me nyansa. Wanka sɛ ma me sika. Because nimdeɛ wɔ hɔ a wotumi nya sika. What is intipe nimdeɛ papa wɔ school mu nkɔkenkan books nkɔseɛ books bia. Ba Ghana ni no wɔnam kwan bɔne so no so ɔka. Ɔno benya beef kakra. Obi kura mpɛ so ɔbɛkasa ho because he feels say bia wo sɛ na adwuma and I say, no, that's what I'm talking about. I have so many friends out there that we also share the same concept. That has changed a lot of lives over the years. What you say? Yeah. I'm sure me, I was one of the smart guys that I should have been by the book all the time. But looking into the system, I quickly realized what is going on. And then I brought for me share so me share the same concept. We share the same opinion. What you say? And then that is people who think outside the box. Tika cram me person catch them on. Ti we a nurse meantime, we a doctor meantime. Nimum no you don't have and say ukusuku be brisa. As I know it is a near maybe ya ye who say a scam. No you want from Obi kura any time man and ma. Bibri na kwan peso doctors a pharmacy on peso be wo because with them so wo nkoda na be ha no wontimi nko suku onto obe start ya wo no na bi kura wo be 50 e bi kura 60 na ya de bia bo no afi na ne mesa nkoda no so wontimi amfa nim die bia no ama wo wontimi amfa nim die bia because nkoda ni sa nti wontimi ankyerɛkyerɛ wo mo hwe ni pa bia so start wo from 25 to it be at 35. A honor a war time. A honor then where you're energetic to take care of yourself and your children. Not when you are old. Then on your young Oba wow will range a between 25. Echo 20 crown a okay. Between 20 to 35. And I'll be hit 36 in a what time of chem. Oba wow war time a between that range. By sukunti or suku abidi. Wentimi anwo awo woni munyam hyeba akono no ba woni munyam hyeba woni munyam hye nye school awo eye woni munyam hyeba akono no why Psalm 127 nti besramu omi enya smart akokora 50 years afi no person wo well I know the system abrofo omo live from life so to no live simple or vacation here and there and then yaji. What you say? The knowledge is shared. Me wa knowledge this is that makusua density it was school makoy architecture and planning you they say building technologies na metimi si dan ofia na mahwe me ba ama me ba nso akọ UST akọtua school fees akọji paper ye this dan abra me metumi a kire ne dan si ama no kura be perfect than me mama yinsu nyansa ne agimi na make ho asem ba akọji degree a untimi mfanya hwea degree no enti da me mewu no se bisi dan ana makosua art me penti dan ne ade me drodro ne ma me ma akope me dada me ya wugina ho me ne neko ebi a wo 10 years 11 years me ne neko usua concept no me wo fi ade me ye no ohu enti wa peke redem ne dada enti da me wu no obi na be kire me ba na how to paint so kusuku san akosua painting and sculpture ansa na wa be painting dan wa mo sua ade no dada because ade a me bo ka kwaje ba fi no ono so anya so mfa so na woni ho by investment bia menya meyeye no me wo no ono so aba beto investment me ye japade bia nka ye ne dia nti ejapade bia wo mi mu no so ono so ne nsa ka ne de ba me kwaji degree de ye surgery e wo hospital me wu a me ba no ontimi nye surgery because me kwa me ba fi a me nye surgery e wo fie me kwaji degree de ye pharmacy me nye pharmacy e wo fie I just a pharmaceutical company before and as I call hospital na ma kind pills ama patients intime ba untimi nsua the such jobs no you have to me kind of crutch you have to stay away na To build a better, especially coming from a family whereby you know yourself, say your family, there is poverty here and there. No? You have to excel. No? Do not be by the books. What you say? Vanity. Computer science, a good career. Computer engineering. I will recommend computer engineering in this time that we are heading towards. A lot of automation. That is what I'm saying. Designing chips here and there, programming here. You have to know how to design to program. If I'm designing this, I know how to program it. So if you learn computer engineering, computer programmers, and a computer science part of it, will automatically come to you. Because if you don't understand how to program it, there's no way you can design it. The computer engineering is the number one priority. What you say? Temesremu. Mama yenye smart. Me too for. Why? Uma maybe wa bruchri. Or send this school fees every semester Safako school. Pusa who said degree mame a ball who can. What is a sicani in ama or surface dine? A wagana manua. Kaoma mi wua a dino. A yodia. So also nan kaubi wua a dino. A yoma media. Degree be our mame o bo a ka. O mame bo who can. So what degree na a white dear. A yoma media. O mame degree in a religion or quajabe to feel no the other. Degree in medicine or quajabe to feel my mother or be drew of free Germany. It be drew Ghana or the said degree in a bed day. What brema men as sika tuan suku munina ama mamen in 64. Sama me catch the one ye. You are free to do whatever you want to do. But there is always gonna be somebody who is wise, who sees above. What you say? Who is on top of the pyramid, on top of the mountain, as Martin Luther King said, on top of the mountain. You have to be on top of the mountain to see exactly what I'm seeing today. What you say? Unfortunately, I did not throw on a kakrebi no. And people don't see from the top. Most people are on the ground trying to look up there, but you don't see anything up there. Unless you get up there, you have to see. When you will try to get up so that you can see what is on the ground. You can see everywhere. I said bepo ewo. Se me gina bepo na se a na me twen se me hwede wo bepo no so. By nipa no wo bepo na esoro no. Ono nso ehwe fom, wo hwede wo bepo no ho nyina, wo hwe all the area. Bepo no top wo hwini ho. Eho ye desert. Asase udua bode ewo wafuma, unkodua na obepo so. Kodua banche ewo wafum, unkodua na obepo no top. Tu ko gina bepo no top wa ena utimi survey asase no. Ehu se no. Se me kodua banche wa ha ebeboa, me kodua abrobe ewa ha ebeboa. Aha nso di nsuo ho ntimi kodua kuuko ho a ebeboa. Wa onyi ba abu no Yesu ankase su kuuko asase. Eni ba me from back. What you say? And until we have to be wise. That's what I'm talking about. Ujina forma, you don't know what is around. You see Africa for what we are sitting on gold and oil and diamond, and we are in poverty. People at the top can see that Africa is rich, but you because you are not at the top yet. You could do so. Maybe say, yes, I may come and see from back. What you say? You need to climb up. Ud could do so. I feel na be who say, my mean see for more quick. Na me require from one and near my wall. What you say? Tika cra. Me pese me catch one. Insuo sro. Since you aren't my former. You who insuo some faso. Since you be also one and kinsu and ta. You who see so faso. What you say? Tikakra, me pesa me catch them one. When you are at the top, you see the bigger picture. You realize that the bigger picture is on the ground. But when you are on the ground, you don't see anything. So in life, you have to be at the top so that you appreciate the bottom. What you say? I love you all. This is the moment of truth. Timentan will be Minuano, Okubo degree. Na degree na wobono, o sell time nisika. Obusiafo a eboa wo bi anyam faso mfiri wo so a. Nse wo ye business bi na akoto shares. Okoto stock ana shares whatever. Ena wo shares e wo bank bi mu a nka wo bewu a obusuani bi ana wo baby edia. Obetumi akasa ne papa shares no ti ono so e kwa klemu. What you say? Wo ka o de ko bebia. Wo a oba edia. Asem to a o baby ena ebe enjoy se japade no. O papa bi ye japade bi anka ye won so dia. Life we pass it on. But system bi aba ko bo degree nyina na ya hye oche. Ba wo bewu a na o ma no wadi o ma abro. For hu de me hu concept na me ka ho asem. We are just a wild dream mu da ho enya sa won ti ase da. I am sharing this with you for the first time in about 2 years. For the first time in about 2 years. And I will share this type of words of wisdom. What you say? It's not a matter of you know for a fact. Said the America children no correct. You will see.